What if the deadliest silent killer destroying your vitality isn't a rare disease, but the fact that you never stop eating? The exact second you swallow your last bite, an invisible biological countdown begins. Watch until the end to uncover the violent, age-reversing miracle unlocked at hour 72. Imagine for a moment that the deadliest threat to your existence isn't a rare disease, a genetic flaw, or a sudden accident. The silent killer slowly extinguishing your vitality is the very thing you turn to for comfort 3, 4, or 5 times a day. Relentless, uninterrupted digestion. Picture a hidden clock embedded deep inside your cells, frozen at 0. The exact second you swallow your last bite of food and step away from the table, a miraculous, invisible countdown begins. What violent, beautiful transformations occur in the shadows of your biology when that clock strikes hour 12? What astonishing regenerative powers are unleashed at hour 24? And what profound, age-reversing miracles are finally unlocked when you dare to push that clock to 72 hours. At Canada Senior Health Guide 04 warmly welcomes you to this journey into the deepest mysteries of your own body. If you want to uncover the biological secrets that modern medicine often overlooks and support our mission to bring you life-changing health truths, please take a moment right now to subscribe to the channel. Your support is the heartbeat that keeps us creating these vital videos for you. Now, let me take you behind the closed doors of my clinic. Over 30 years of medical practice, I have stared into the eyes of thousands of patients, and I have heard every panicked misconception imaginable about skipping meals. I will never forget Walter. He was a 55-year-old architect who walked into my office carrying an agonizingly heavy burden: 40 extra pounds of visceral fat and a blood panel that read like a tragic, impending recipe for a massive heart attack. When I sat across from him and gently introduced the concept of fasting, the color drained from his face. His eyes widened with a primal, deeply ingrained terror. "Doc," he pleaded, his voice trembling slightly, "aren't you just telling me to starve myself? Isn't that dangerous?" Walter's fear broke my heart because it represents the most tragic, fundamental misunderstanding of our modern era. We have been brainwashed to fear the very mechanism that built us. Let me be unequivocally clear. Fasting is not starvation. Starvation is a cruel, involuntary trauma that tears the body apart. Fasting, however, is a deliberate, exquisitely controlled surrender. It is the conscious withdrawal of food that awakens the most fiercely powerful healing, anti-aging, and regenerative mechanisms known to the natural world. To truly grasp the magnitude of this, you have to strip away the fluorescent-lit aisles of modern supermarkets and view your flesh and blood through the brutal, unforgiving lens of evolution. You are walking around in a magnificent biological chassis engineered tens of thousands of years ago. Our ancestors did not wake up to humming refrigerators packed with processed carbohydrates. They survived long, punishing winters and brutal periods of famine. If the human body had not been genetically forged in the fires of scarcity, if it did not possess the miraculous ability to adapt, survive, and actually thrive when the stomach was empty, our fragile species would have been erased from the earth millennia ago. Your DNA does not just tolerate periods of emptiness, it desperately begs for them. Today, we are trapped in a perpetual, exhausting state of being fed. We shovel food into our mouths from the moment we wake until the moment we collapse into bed, forcing our bodies into a relentless cycle of growth and storage. But nature, in her infinite wisdom, demands balance. Just as a suffocating forest requires the devastation of a wildfire to burn away the dead underbrush so new life can emerge from the ashes, your body requires the profound silence of fasting to clear out its microscopic decay. When you stop eating, you flip a magnificent biological switch. You instantly transition your body from an exhausted, overworked processing factory into a highly specialized, restorative repair shop. By simply stepping out of the way and closing your mouth, you are unleashing your body's ancient, innate capacity to reverse the silent corrosion of time and rebuild itself from the inside out. When you finally step out of the way and allow this ancient, restorative process to begin, the very first sequence of this biological symphony initiates around the 12th hour of your fast. Up until this precise moment, your body has been comfortably burning the glucose from your last meal, behaving much like an engine running on cheap, easily accessible fuel. But as the clock ticks past hour 12, the external supply runs completely dry. I always tell my patients that this is the moment your biology looks around the empty room, realizes no more food is coming, and makes a profound, life-altering decision to survive. The pancreas significantly drops its production of insulin, the primary fat storage hormone, signaling a massive systemic shift. Your liver, which has been hoarding a backup supply of sugar known as glycogen, is forced to open its vaults. By the 16th to 18th hour, something truly magical happens. Something that Walter, my deeply terrified patient, experienced as a sudden, unexpected wave of vitality. With the liver's sugar reserves nearly exhausted, your body executes a flawless metabolic pivot. It transitions from being a sugar burner into a relentless fat-burning machine. This is the sacred state of ketosis. Your liver begins breaking down your stored body fat, that stubborn, visceral fat clinging to your organs, choking your heart and dragging down your energy, and converts it into brilliant, highly efficient molecules called ketones. Ketones are not just an alternative fuel source, they are a premium, high-octane energy that your brain vastly prefers. I have watched countless patients, clouded by decades of brain fog and lethargy, sit in my clinic and describe the 18-hour mark as if a heavy curtain had suddenly been lifted from their minds. As these ketones flood the bloodstream and cross the blood-brain barrier, inflammation in the neural pathways begins to plummet. The nervous system settles into a state of sharp, focused calm. You are no longer experiencing the chaotic highs and crashes of blood sugar spikes. Instead, you are tapped into a massive, previously locked reservoir of thousands of calories of stored energy. This is the evolutionary gift of the hunter-gatherer, the biological imperative that gave our ancestors the crystal-clear mental focus and boundless physical endurance needed to hunt and forage when food was scarce. You are not starving at 18 hours. You are feeding, perhaps for the first time in your life, on your own internal abundance. You are finally allowing your body to consume the burden it has been carrying for years, transforming the physical weight of your past dietary mistakes into pure, illuminating energy. Yet, as profound as this initial metabolic pivot is, the true, awe-inspiring magic of fasting only begins to unveil itself when you courageously push past that first day and enter the 24 to 48-hour window. It is here that the body, now fully adapted to its internal fuel supply, turns its attention away from digestion and hyper-focuses on deep systemic repair. At roughly the 24-hour mark, your cells activate a magnificent, built-in biological recycling program called autophagy. The word literally translates to self-eating, and while that might sound terrifying, it is actually the most beautiful, life-saving sanitation mechanism in human biology. Imagine your body as a sprawling, ancient city. Over decades of eating, stress, and environmental exposure, the streets of this city have become cluttered with debris. Inside your tissues, there are damaged proteins, oxidized particles, and malfunctioning, mutated cells that are no longer serving you. Modern science calls these senescent cells, but in my clinic, I refer to them as zombie cells. They refuse to die, but they no longer function properly, silently secreting toxic inflammatory chemicals that accelerate aging, breed chronic disease, and pave the way for cancer. When you eat constantly, your body is too busy processing new materials to ever clean up this hazardous waste. But during a 24 to 48-hour fast, a biological alarm sounds. The body, searching for raw materials to sustain itself, sends out intracellular scavengers. They hunt down these zombie cells, dismantle their damaged components, flush out the toxins, and recycle the healthy amino acids to build fresh, highly optimized cellular structures. As the fast deepens into the second day, this aggressive internal cleansing spreads to your brain. Around hour 48, your body triggers a massive surge in brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Think of BDNF as Miracle-Gro for your brain. It stimulates the growth of new neurons, repairs damaged neural networks, and forms new synapses. I have sat with patients in their 60s and 70s who feared they were losing their cognitive edge, only to watch them regain their memory, their sharpness, and their joy for life through the power of this regenerative phase. Meanwhile, down in the gut, the gastrointestinal tract is finally experiencing true peace. The intestinal lining, which has been assaulted by years of processed foods and constant digestion, uses this silence to heal microscopic tears, dramatically reducing the systemic inflammation that drives autoimmune disorders. You are not just losing weight during these 2 days, you are quite literally dissolving the physical manifestations of aging and disease from the inside out, burning away the old to make room for the new. If the first 2 days of your fast are a rigorous biological house cleaning, reaching the elusive 72-hour mark is akin to tearing down the oldest, most dilapidated structures of your body and pouring a brand new, indestructible foundation. Entering the third day of a fast is a journey into the most profound depths of human resilience, a territory where miracles of cellular biology are no longer just possibilities, but guaranteed physiological realities. At 72 hours, you cross a sacred threshold where survival mechanisms trigger the ultimate anti-aging protocol, the awakening of your stem cells. Stem cells are the blank slates of your biology, the magical, undifferentiated master cells capable of transforming into whatever tissue your body desperately needs to heal. As we age, these stem cells become dormant, sleepy, and unresponsive, which is why older bodies heal so much slower than the bodies of children. But when you deprive the body of food for 3 full days, you flip a primordial survival switch. The body assumes it must be in a state of extreme crisis and decides it must rebuild itself to be stronger, faster, and more resilient than ever before. To do this, it releases a flood of fresh, youthful stem cells from the bone marrow into the bloodstream. Simultaneously, something breathtaking happens to your immune system. By the 72-hour mark, your body has aggressively hunted down and destroyed a massive portion of its old, damaged, and inefficient white blood cells to conserve energy. It feels like a vulnerability, but it is actually a brilliant strategy of destruction before creation. As you break the fast and introduce nutrients back into your system, those newly released stem cells immediately get to work generating an entirely new, highly optimized army of white blood cells. You are effectively tearing down an aging, compromised immune system and generating a brand new one. In my decades of practice, I have seen this 72-hour reset change the trajectory of lives. I have watched patients with debilitating autoimmune conditions, severe joint pain, and chronic mysterious fatigue find a level of relief that no pharmaceutical drug could ever provide. Their bodies simply needed the permission and the uninterrupted time to execute the miracle they were inherently designed to perform. It is a profound, humbling reminder that the most sophisticated pharmacy in the universe is not located in a hospital or a laboratory. It is residing right now, quietly waiting, inside your own flesh and bones. Understanding this miraculous 72-hour timeline changes everything. But as I told Walter all those years ago, knowledge without gentle, respectful application is simply a wasted opportunity. Walter did not jump into a 3-day fast overnight. We started him slowly, simply asking him to push his breakfast back a few hours, stretching his overnight fast to 14, then 16 hours. Over the course of 6 months, the transformation I witnessed in that man was nothing short of a resurrection. The 40 pounds of visceral fat melted away, his blood pressure normalized, and his terrifying lipid panel transformed into the blood work of a man 20 years his junior. But more importantly, the primal terror in his eyes was replaced by a deep, unwavering confidence. He had stopped fearing his own body and had finally learned how to partner with it. Fasting is a muscle, and like any muscle, it must be conditioned with patience and grace. You do not have to conquer the 72-hour mountain on your first attempt. The journey begins with the simple, courageous act of closing the kitchen after dinner and allowing your body to rest until the next morning. It is about learning to listen to the whispers of your biology, distinguishing the phantom cries of habitual cravings from the true voice of physical hunger. And when you do finally embark on a longer fast, breaking it is just as sacred as the fast itself. You do not shock a newly reborn system with heavy, processed foods. You awaken it gently with nourishing broths, easily digestible vegetables, and high-quality proteins, honoring the immaculate, pristine environment your body has just worked so hard to create. You hold within you an ancient, dormant power, a biological heritage forged in the fires of human history, capable of reversing decay and restoring radiant health. It requires no expensive equipment, no synthetic chemicals, and no complicated prescriptions. It requires only your willingness to step back, to embrace the quiet emptiness, and to trust the magnificent, self-healing chassis you were born into. Thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you today. If Walter's story and the science of cellular renewal resonated with you, I invite you to join our growing community of health seekers. Please subscribe to @Canada Senior Health Guide 04, like this video, and share it with someone you love who might be trapped in the fear of their own biology. Together, we can rewrite the narrative of aging and reclaim the vibrant, energetic lives we were all meant to live. Until next time, listen to your body, heal from within, and take care of yourselves. Composition's journey through a 72-hour fast is not a path of deprivation, but a profound awakening of your body's most powerful, ancient healing mechanisms. When you consciously choose to step away from constant consumption, you give your biological systems the rarest gift of all: uninterrupted time. From the initial metabolic pivot at the 12 to 18-hour mark, where your body transitions from a sugar-dependent engine into a fat-burning powerhouse of mental clarity, you begin to tap into a forgotten internal abundance. Pushing into the 24 to 48-hour window, the miracle of autophagy takes over, ruthlessly clearing out toxic, aging zombie cells and bathing your brain in regenerative BDNF. Finally, for those who reach the sacred 72-hour threshold, the ultimate reset occurs. Dormant stem cells awaken, and an entirely new, optimized immune system is born. This sequence is a masterclass in human resilience, proving that our bodies are impeccably designed to heal, repair, and thrive if we simply get out of their way. Walter's transformation from a terrified patient to an empowered, vibrant man is a testament to this truth. Fasting is not about starvation. It is about strategic restoration. It shifts the paradigm of health from seeking external cures to unlocking internal potential. By embracing this practice with patience, grace, and a willingness to start small, you reclaim control over your aging process, dissolving the physical burdens of the past and paving the way for a vibrant, energized future. True healing rarely comes from adding more to our bodies, more food, more medication, or more external interventions. Instead, the most profound rejuvenation occurs when we practice the art of subtraction. Your body is equipped with a miraculous built-in pharmacy capable of cellular recycling, immune system regeneration, and deep neurological repair. It simply needs the uninterrupted time and space to do its job. Health is not something you acquire, it is a natural state you allow your body to return to by trusting its ancient, inherent wisdom. Start small with time-restricted eating. Do not rush into a 3-day fast. Begin by simply closing your kitchen after dinner and delaying breakfast. Aim for a 12 to 14-hour fasting window overnight, gradually working your way up to 16 hours as your body adapts. Differentiate cravings from hunger. When you feel the urge to eat during your fasting window, pause. Drink a glass of water and ask yourself if it is true physical hunger or just a habitual craving born from boredom, stress, or routine. Break your fast wisely. When you do eat, treat your restored digestive system with respect. Avoid heavy processed sugars. Break your fast with nourishing broths, lean proteins, and healthy fats to maintain the metabolic benefits you just worked so hard to achieve. What is the longest you have ever gone without eating, and how did it make you feel physically or mentally? Please share your experiences and perspectives in the comments section below so our community can learn from one another. If you found value in this video and want to continue exploring the incredible science of your own biology, please hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Your subscription gives us the motivation to keep creating highly valuable, life-changing content for you.